VCE is a subsidiary of EMC Corporation that manufactures converged infrastructure appliances for enterprise environments. Founded in 2009 under the name Acadia, it was originally a joint venture between EMC and Cisco Systems, with additional investments by Intel and EMC subsidiary VMware. EMC acquired a 90% controlling stake in VCE from Cisco in October 2014, giving it majority ownership. The company manufactures converged data center units known as vBlock, which incorporates Cisco servers and networking hardware, EMC storage systems, and VMware for virtualization. History: Cisco Systems, EMC Corporation and VMware unveiled a joint partnership in November 2009 to develop cloud computing platforms called vBlock infrastructure packages. The partnership was originally called the VMware Cisco EMC Alliance, though the name was later shortened to VCE, for the A-OE Virtual Computing Environment Coalition Euro. At the same EMC World Trade Show, Cisco and EMC introduced a joint venture named Acadia. The goal of Acadia, originally set up as a separate legal entity, was to build vBlock infrastructure packages in a standardized and repeatable fashion for customer data centers. Michael Capellas, who also was a board member of Cisco, was named chairman of Acadia, and its first chief executive officer in May 2010. Praveen Akiraju is VCE's current CEO. Sales initially encountered some confusion among customers, and different fiscal quarter sales cycles. By the end of 2010, Capellas told analysts the venture had 65 customers, with an average system costing about $2.5 million. Acadia and the Virtual Computing Environment Coalition combined into a single entity in January 2011, called VCE, the Virtual Computing Environment Company. Originally located in Silicon Valley and Dallas, Texas, an expansion was announced in March 2011 to Richardson, Texas with an investment from the Texas Enterprise Fund. In October 2011, another office opened in Marlborough, Massachusetts, close to VCE's EMC-owned manufacturing plant in Franklin, Massachusetts. In July 2012, Cisco executive Praveen Akiraju was appointed CEO and Frank Hawk as president. It was estimated VCE had 1,200 employees at the time, with undisclosed revenues but accumulated losses. Publicized customers included Babson College and the Mississippi Community College Board. The press debated if the venture should be considered a startup company, with one headline joking VCE equals virtual cash erosion, and questioning millions of dollars of executive compensation. Others considered the arrangement to be a wise investment. Through 2012, there was a mixture of some success, and continued confusion due to products from competing partners such as NetApp FlexPod and Cisco Systems. Cisco had announced its own framework called Cloudverse in late 2011 that was not specific to VMware. In August 2012, EMC announced a VSPEX reference architecture and partnership with Lenovo and other distributors that was seen as competing with a lower-cost option. In a November 2012 report by Gartner, VCE had a 57.4% share of integrated infrastructure systems in the second quarter of 2012 based on revenue. Gartner has previously tracked server, networking, and external controller-based storage as individual markets. VCE was named one of the A-Euro 2013 Virtualization 50 Euro by CRN magazine. In May 2013, VCE estimated a $1 billion annual sales rate with more than 1,000 vBlock systems sold. However, in U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filings, EMC accounted for a cumulative loss of over $430 million by September 2012, and Cisco a loss of $457 million by early 2013, since revenues are recorded to the owning companies, not VCE itself. EMC reported an investment of $667.2 million in cash and $13.2 million in stock-based compensation to VCE, for a stake of about 58%. Cisco reported a gross investment of $457 million, for a stake of about 35%. By 2013, Some of the same press writers that initially criticized VCE came to view the structure of VCE as being good business for investors. Other press highlighted VCE as a source of innovation and financial performance for investors. Total VCE for 2013 has been reported at over $1 billion with over a 50% year-over-year growth rate. In October 2014, EMC announced that it had acquired majority control of the VCE venture, with Cisco maintaining a 10% stake. Products and services. VCE markets converged infrastructure servers known as vBlocks, which combine VMware vSphere software running on Cisco Unified Computing Systems connected with Cisco Nexus switches, attached to EMC Symmetrix storage. Despite the block in the name, the storage can be accessed as either a block device or a file server. vBlock systems are marketed for large-scale data centers which run software applications such as Microsoft Exchange Server, Microsoft SharePoint or SAP ERP. They are delivered in standard 19-inch rack units to aid in planning for cooling and power requirements. Original systems In 2009, the Virtual Computing Environment Coalition announced 3 models of vBlock infrastructure packages. vBlock2, intended for high-end data centers, was designed to support 3,000 to 6,000 virtual machines using Cisco UCS, Cisco Nexus 1000V and multi-layer directional switches, as well as EMC Symmetrix VMAX storage and VMware vSphere software. vBlock1, intended for the mid-market, was designed for 800 to 3,000 virtual machines and had a similar configuration to the vBlock2, but with EMC Clarion storage rather than EMC Symmetrix VMAX. vBlock0, the intended low-end configuration, was projected for release in 2010 to support 300 to 800 virtual machines and use a similar configuration, but with EMC Celeron storage. The term infrastructure package was later changed to infrastructure platform, and then just vBlock system. Enterprise-level systems In May 2011, the vBlock Systems Series 300 was announced with models X, FX, GX and HX. The vBlock2 was renamed the 700 series. The vBlock Systems 700 Lucis was announced at the EMC World May 2012 trade show, as the most expensive vBlock system, supporting thousands of virtual machines. VCE introduced the inclusion of EMC software for backup, recovery, replication, business continuity and data mobility for virtualized environments. Applications included EMC Avamar, EMC Data Domain, and EMC Recover Point. The vBlock Systems 700 included EMC VPLEX workload mobility and business continuity software, as well as support for new features in EMC Unified Infrastructure Manager, improved VMware integration, and centralized monitoring of multiple vBlock systems. In February 2013, VCE announced vBlock 300 and vBlock 700 models with increased performance and data throughput, using upgraded server and storage components. Mid-market and entry-level systems In 2013 VCE announced products for the mid-range and remote branch office market. These models included the vBlock System 100 and vBlock System 200. The vBlock 100 was designed to host up to 200 virtual machines in a 24U or 42U rack mount space with up to 8 Cisco C220M3 blade servers, 2 Cisco Catalyst 3750X switches and up to 8 TB of storage capacity on an EMC VNX E3150 or VNX E3300 array. The vBlock 200 comes configured with up to 12 Cisco servers, 2 Nexus 5548 UP Unified Ethernet and SAN switches, a Cisco Catalyst 3750 management switch, and up to 105 hard drives via the included VNX 5300 array. Specialized systems VCE introduced a specialized system for SAP HANA in February 2013. It combined a vBlock system with SAP HANA in memory computing and database applications software. Later in September 2013, VCE introduced specialized system for high-performance database for Oracle as well as extreme applications for both VMware and Citrix VDI environments. Hyperconverged systems VCE introduced a hyperconverged system at EMC World 2015 in February 2015. The first model is the VxRec 1032 based on EMC Scale I/O software-defined storage. The second model was announced at VMware World in September 2015, called the VxRec 1034 based around VMware VSAN. Both models use commodity hardware with local disk that is presented via either the Scale I/O or VSAN software. Software desktop virtualization management software that uses VMware View called FastPath was announced in August 2011, and upgraded in June 2012. In February 2013, VCE announced the management software application Vision Intelligent Operations software. VCE Vision software that enables a single management pane for the components in the vBlock systems it manages via plugins for third-party management, automation, and orchestration tools from VMware, Cisco, EMC, CA, and others via RESTful API, SNMP, and unified logging. Services: VCE provides services through partners to plan, design, and deploy vBlock systems. References. External links: VCE website, VCE company information page on LinkedIn.